Well, there was an interesting piece in the New York Times about this, and the New York Times actually said that Cracker Barrel restaurants were, and this was the New York Times reporting, they said they are white-coated and associated with conservatives. Is this whole sort of weird racialization and politicization of something that shouldn't be racialized or political at all?
I mean, the thing is, it's completely not true. Again, I go on road trips with my kids and they, Cracker Barrel, let's stop at Cracker Barrel and get some of the fun candy that they have in the store. And it's a mix of people from all over the country. It's not particularly white. There's all races are represented. And the idea that it's some kind of white coded thing is nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It's them trying to bring down an American brand, and that American brand is falling for it.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't take away their visas. But hey, I want to go to New York City now, where you're from, where I'm from, and where Zohran Mamdani, who I've spoken about plenty of times on this show, is surging in the polls. He's now expected to be the next mayor of the Big Apple. We keep hearing more and more about this guy, his crazy economics, his adjacency to very anti-Israeli and some would say anti-Semitic comments. As a former New Yorker yourself, what do you make of this, and what do you make of this in terms of the broader move of the Democrat Party towards socialism away from mainstream middle America?
I think leftism goes hand in hand now with anti-Semitism, and at the very minimum being anti-Israel, and that's what Zohran Mamdani represents. But beyond all that, all of his ideas, all of his socialist plans for New York City, they're largely going to fail. He can't do a lot of the things that he claims he can do. I mean, how many government-run grocery stores is he going to have in a city of 7 or 8 million people? 2, 3? It's not going to work. He can't really freeze rent. He wants to do it with rent-stabilized apartments. New Yorkers misunderstood it as all apartments. Obviously, this is all going to fail. So the question is, what will he turn to when it does fail? And I think Jews in New York need to be careful that he's going to turn to vilifying them, and they're going to be in danger. And that's not a crazy idea. That's something that plenty of politicians have done in the past. When their government policies fail, they find a way to scapegoat Jews. New York Jews need to be careful, and they need to think about getting out if he becomes mayor. It's time.
God, it's just absolutely shocking. I never would have thought, having grown up in New York, 40 years ago, that we'd be talking about Jews having to leave New York City, of all places.
Yeah.
But finally, Karol, I want to ask you about this because, look, I'm not much of a Swiftie myself, but former FBI Director James Comey apparently is. He's posted a bizarre video about Taylor Swift and Donald Trump. Have a look at this.
You see, Taylor Swift and I go way back. I went to my first concert of hers 15 years ago. I'm in a family's Swiftie group chat. I know all her music and I listen to it in my headphones when I cut the grass. So yes, I have a favorite of hers, although honestly for me it's a tie between All Too Well, 10-minute version, and Exile featuring Bon Iver.
Karol, creepy is the only kind of word that came to mind there. What did you think?
Look, I like Taylor Swift. I've been to a Taylor Swift concert. I've taken my teenage daughter to see her in Liverpool. I mean, I'm not against people liking Taylor Swift. That's great. But the fact that our FBI director, our ex-FBI director, is so deeply unserious and so weird, so odd, does such weird things and says such weird things. This is not the first time that he's made a kind of odd spectacle of himself. He recently had the incident where he said he was walking on the beach and came across a shell formation that said 8647, which means get rid of 47. It's taken kind of as a threat. I mean, he is a weird dude. How is he the FBI director? It just makes no sense to me, and it concerns me that someone like that was in that role for so long.
Well, yeah, I think we're going to hear a little bit more about James Comey in the coming weeks and months. Karol Markowicz, we're going to have to leave it there.